narrow alley of a bustling city where dreams often drowned in the noise of traffic and the weight of rent lived Aarav, a boy with stars in his eyes and a fire in his soul. He wasn't born into fame. No silver spoon, no godfather, just a second-hand camera, a cracked mirror, and a heart that beat to the rhythm of cinema. Every morning, Aarav stood in long lines outside casting studios, sweaty palms clutching a worn-out portfolio. He faced rejection after rejection. "You're too short, not the right look, come back when you've done something." But he kept showing up. He worked nights as a waiter, days as an extra. He studied acting from YouTube videos, practiced monologues in front of bathroom tiles, and cried into his pillow when no one was watching. Letter 7C. One day, a small indie director noticed him in a crowd scene. "You, what's your name?" That one line turned into a supporting role. That role turned into a festival award, and suddenly the phone started ringing. But success didn't come overnight. It came in bruises, in unpaid dues, in sleepless nights rehearsing lines that might never be heard. It came in learning to act not just with words, but with silence. Then came that film, the one that changed everything, a lead role, a story that mirrored his own. The audience wept, critics raved. Aarav wasn't just a name anymore, he was a phenomenon. Billboards lit up with his face. Paparazzi followed his every move. Fans screamed his name. The same casting directors who once dismissed him now begged for meetings. But fame came with its own shadows, loneliness in hotel rooms, pressure to stay perfect, the fear of falling. Yet Aarav stayed grounded. He visited the same alley where it all began, whispered thanks to the cracked mirror that once reflected his dreams. To the world, he's a superstar. A symbol of hope for every dreamer in a small town. A headline, a hashtag, a heartthrob. The one who proved that talent, when paired with relentless grit, can rewrite destiny. But behind the glitz, he remains the same boy who once believed that even shadows can shine if they dare to step into the light. After the blockbuster hit, Aarav's life became a whirlwind. Private jets, red carpets, magazine covers, but with every flash of the camera, a piece of his privacy vanished. Old friends stopped calling, unsure how to talk to the man whose face now towered over city billboards. Some whispered, "He's changed." Others said, "He forgot us." But Aarav hadn't forgotten, he just didn't know how to go back. Millions adored him, but few truly knew him. He missed the days when compliments came from fellow strugglers, not PR teams. He missed the silence of auditions, the raw hunger in every actor's eyes. Now every smile felt rehearsed, every handshake strategic. He began to ask himself, am I loved for who I am or for who I've become? Despite the chaos, Aarav never stopped working. He chose scripts that scared him, roles that demanded vulnerability. He cried on screen not for applause, but to remind himself he could still feel. He started mentoring newcomers, visiting acting schools, telling them, "Fame is loud, but truth is quiet, chase the quiet." To the world, Aarav is a legend. A self-made icon. A symbol of perseverance. Proof that dreams don't need permission. But beneath the glamour, he remains a storyteller, a man who once stood in the rain outside a casting studio, whispering lines to himself, hoping someone would listen. And now the world listens. Years passed, Aarav's name still echoed in award shows, but the industry had changed. New faces, new trends, new obsessions. He watched younger actors rise, some inspired by him, others eager to replace him. He wasn't afraid of competition, he was afraid of becoming a memory. Scripts stopped exciting him, roles felt recycled. He began asking, is this all I am, a face on a poster, a chapter in someone else's story? Instead of chasing relevance, Aarav chose reinvention. He directed a film raw, intimate, and brutally honest. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't commercial, but it was real. Critics called it a masterstroke. Audiences saw a new Aarav, not just a star, but a visionary. He began producing stories that gave voice to the unheard. A film about a transgender dancer. A documentary on struggling farmers. A thriller set in the very alley where he once rehearsed lines. Aarav no longer chased the spotlight, he built one for others. He launched a foundation for aspiring actors from small towns. He funded indie projects. He taught workshops on emotional truth in performance. He told his students, "Fame is a flame, it burns bright then fades, but legacy is the warmth it leaves behind." To the world, Aarav is more than a superstar, he's a movement. A bridge between generations. A reminder that art isn't about perfection, it's about truth. A man who turned pain into poetry and fame into fuel for change. And when he walks into a room now, people don't just see a celebrity, they see a storyteller, a mentor, a soul who dared to evolve. One morning, Aarav vanished. No press release, no farewell post. His team said he was taking time off, but fans knew something deeper was unfolding. His mansion stood quiet, his phone went unanswered. The man who once filled screens with emotion had become a ghost in his own story. Rumors swirled. He's writing a memoir. He's battling illness. He's living in a remote village, teaching drama to children. But no one knew for sure. Months later, envelopes began arriving at film schools, orphanages, and struggling theaters. Inside each was a handwritten note. Art is not about being seen, it's about seeing others. He had donated millions anonymously, funded scholarships, built a free acting institute in the alley where he once rehearsed. He didn't want applause, he wanted impact. Then, without warning, a film dropped online. No trailer, no promotion, just a title, The Mirror. It was a one-man performance. Aarav, older, raw, unfiltered. He spoke to the camera not as a character, but as himself. He confessed his fears, his regrets, his love for the craft, and his decision to walk away before fame consumed him. Audiences wept, critics called it a cinematic goodbye. To the world, Aarav is now a myth. A legend who chose silence over spectacle. A soul who gave everything to the screen, then retreated to give more to the world. A reminder that true greatness isn't in being remembered, it's in what you leave behind. And somewhere in a quiet village, a group of children rehearse lines under the guidance of a man with kind eyes and a familiar voice. They don't call him Sir, they call him Aarav Beyya. Years after his disappearance, a young filmmaker named Mira arrived in a remote village chasing whispers of a legend. She found a modest drama school tucked between mango trees. Inside, children rehearsed scenes from forgotten plays. And at the edge of the courtyard, an old man watched, his eyes still sharp, his voice still gentle. It was Aarav. He didn't speak of fame, he spoke of truth, of how every character carries a piece of someone's soul, of how stories, when told with honesty, can heal. Mira filmed him not as a celebrity, but as a teacher. Her documentary, The Man Who Walked Away, went viral, not for its glamour, but for its grace. Aarav never returned to the big screen, but his impact grew louder. Actors quoted him in interviews, directors dedicated films to him, fans visited the alley where he once rehearsed, leaving notes that read, "You made me believe in myself." His foundation expanded globally, his teachings became curriculum, and his final message echoed across generations. Don't chase the spotlight, become the light. To the world, Aarav is no longer just a superstar, he's a philosophy. A symbol of artistic integrity. A reminder that silence can be louder than applause. A soul who proved that walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And somewhere on a quiet stage lit by lanterns, a child delivers a monologue, not for fame, not for followers, but for the love of the story. The moral of the story is, from shadows to spotlight. True greatness isn't measured by fame, but by the courage to stay authentic, the resilience to rise after rejection, and the humility to lift others once you've reached the top. Stardom may light the path, but legacy is the glow you leave behind. Don't give up, let the world listen to you. Think big, stay big, do big, work big, die big.
I hope you guys like this video. For more videos, do like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow on social media.